over half of the world's population claim to have seen a ghost. We spend our lives studying the unexplained.
Did you hear that?
Travelling to the most haunted locations around, we have unearthed terrifying secrets and witnessed horrifying events, leading us to question what really happens after we die.
Get out!
If there is a spirit world connected to our own, using the latest technology, we believe that bridge can be documented, measured, and explained. We are the Paranormal Detectives. Join us in seeking the truth. Right guys, welcome to our latest episode. This is the Nunnery in Malvern. We've been here probably, half an hour now. We've set up the cameras. We've got 3 locked off cameras set up tonight. And yeah, we're looking forward to tonight. It's going to be interesting. We've heard that there was once over 200 nuns that lived here and possibly died here. So that's 200 frustrated women for Brian to get on board with. So he's quite happy with that. I'm not sure they will be.
Probably not, to be fair.
So right, we're in the main section of the nunnery at the moment, the actual chapel. As you can see behind me, massive.
Beautiful.
Really, really impressive. This is going to be used as a base area throughout the night. However, we have still set up a locked off camera, which is set up on top of the, I'm not sure what you call that area above the seating area.
He's done his research.
I've done my research.
He's done his research.
To set up a locked off camera up there, covering the majority of the chapel to see what's captured throughout the night. There will be some contamination with people coming and going to get equipment, but hopefully not too much. As I said, we're not the only people here tonight. There are, I think there's about 10 of us, but it's a massive location. We're going to be spread out. We've set up the cameras so we can rule out contamination as much as possible. We know a few of the guys here, so like Lee and Solly from the Three Spires. We know Rory and Sam from Project Entity. So we trust the people we're working with as well, so that's good. So should we head through?
Yep.
Have a look around?
Watch that step.
Watch the step. I just point out you've already had one slip, haven't you?
Yeah, nearly. It was a close call, wasn't it?
Even though we were warned about it, but right, should we head this part of the...
Is this the slippy bit?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
We're headed down this part of the convent at the moment. So look at us walking backwards in the dark. Ooh,
very good.
Skillful.
This is where you slip.
Yeah. It's really dark through here, considering it's still, what's the time now?
Well, when we were setting up the cameras, it wasn't this dark. It seems to suddenly
About
gone.
20 past 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the building doesn't actually let that much light in, which is good. I think because they've had break-ins over the years, they've got like metal panels over the windows, and which is great for us because it really does help limit contamination. We head through here now. The area we're going to go into would have been my favourite area of the convent because this is where the nuns would have been eating. And as everyone knows, I like my grub. In this area tonight, I think it's going to be a perfect area to do a Ouija board. We've got a table set up in the middle. I'm hoping perhaps either Rory and Sam or Lee or perhaps join us on the Ouija board. That could be interesting. We've got another locked off camera set up in the corner, covering the whole of this room. That'll be running the whole night. Once again, we may get some contamination with people coming and going, but that's what a locked off camera's there for. It's to rule out any noises and help us prove any evidence. So.
Absolutely. One thing to mention as well in here, it's actually been reported that it's one of the most active areas of the house as well.
Yeah, it is said to be a very active area. I won't go through next door at the moment because I think people are working through there.
But next door it was like a kitchen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's where they basically made the food.
So they made the food next door and ate it in here. So this, I would have thought, would have been quite a good area for activity. So we'll head back now through to the other end of the convent. I mean, it's a massive location, absolutely massive. I think we're probably actually going to struggle to cover all aspects of it, aren't we?
It's like the fort, isn't it? When we went to the fort in Tenby, and it was just so crazy big.
I would argue it's bigger than the fort. but laid out in a different way. There's probably more rooms, but less open area.
Yeah.
I suppose there's pros and cons to both. But I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? That's like the original fixtures. Absolutely amazing. So the area we're going to head through to now would actually have been the area where, as the nuns grew older and headed towards their end, so to speak, headed towards their death, they were made comfortable, and there was like houses attached to the nunnery. So it would effectively be almost like a hospice, wouldn't it, for the nuns, sort of a place to come.
Yeah,
be
where they'd rest
comfortable. There's lots of stairs down there.
Thank you very much.
Where they'd come, be comfortable, and lived out their final days, really. So, yeah. As you can see, I mean, we haven't even walked through these rooms yet, but you find there's a multitude of rooms with bedrooms, bathrooms, and just living spaces, really. So yeah, this is one of the areas we will be covering. We'll be going upstairs, going all through the living quarters. It does bring up another belief. Some people believe they leave energy imprinted at the moment of death, so if nuns were brought here to die, you've sort of got the living aspect of the nunnery on one side, the religious aspect in the middle, prayer, and almost the demise this side. So it'd be interesting to see where the activity is captured and where the energy remains, really. If we head down to the basement now.
Yep.
This is where just watch his foot in. This is where our last locked off camera is.
Damn.
We saw that camera and we thought, who's down here? We couldn't even hear you down here, even if you're long or?
No, we've set up our cameras and we just literally do walk around points around the cameras and stuff now. So we sort of set up, we're just going to point out where the cameras are and stuff, do a little intro, and then we're going to go, probably have 5 minutes and then work what we're going to do.
Cracking.
We suggested on the intro maybe if you guys would join us for a Ouija board session.
Hell yeah.
On
In
that
that
table.
kitchen dining area.
Yeah.
You've got that on camera now, yeah?
Yeah,
we'll
So
do.
you've got that on camera.
they're ready.
We're agreeing to the Ouija board session, so
Yeah.
brilliant.
Okay, man.
Awesome.
Happy days.
Right, we'll catch up with you in a
Yeah,
minute.
let's see
Right.
it, boys.
Have fun.
Hopefully we'll get you back.
I was a little bit late catching that on camera as well, but I think they got the.
It's like a labyrinth down here, isn't it?
Well, I've been lost a few times, haven't I? So
We've got another locked off camera set up down the bottom down there, picking up all this alleyway basically. We weren't too sure where to set it up, but the amount of junctions coming off this hallway, if there is energy down here and there's movement throughout here, I'd like to think that camera would pick it up.
it's kind of central, isn't it, to everything down here? So
So,
it should really.
but I mean, it is, like I said, it is a labyrinth, a small.
Were they like little?
Nothing
Oh wow.
I mean, the way it's designed with the plasterboard and everything, I think these would have actually been living quarters as well.
What do you
Although
think?
it's a basement, I would say there's a potential that this could be living quarters as well.
We haven't even explored down here, have we?
I'm actually going to turn the torch on because this is like.
Oh wow. Okay.
This is unbelievable. This is the first time I've come down here, I've got to be honest. How bloody creepy. Also, right,
Go on.
anyone who watches our channel and watches Three Spires knows that Lee is one of the few people we haven't managed to scare. I think I might have to hide out down this basement at some point tonight, just to get Lee from Three Spires. Okay, what do you reckon, boy?
Go for it.
Yeah, I think that could be a good idea.
Lee, you know this didn't come from me. It's not my idea.
He says he can't be scared, so
Oh, okay. You're on a mission, basically.
I'm on a mission to
Yeah,
kill
you are.
Right, so I say we head back upstairs now, get some equipment together and start our investigation. So we do a Ouija board in the canteen. I think at some point tonight we need to split up and do a lone vigil.
Yep.
So we'll head upstairs, we'll head over to night vision, I think.
Yep.
And we'll go from there.
Yep. To the bed.
Hello, anybody down here? Wants to have a chat? Ominous arrows. You're a dick. Yeah. Been trying to scare us. Simon from Haunted Hunters will be so proud of you.
Did that work?
No?
No.
Well, it did. Well, Craig went. And I just saw, it was like, you know, this silhouette.
Sticking out.
Is that Alfred Hitchcock down there?
Enjoy.
Yes. Cheers, buddy. So, note if you're ever doing an investigation, always watch out for a wild Nathan. He could be behind any door, any window, anywhere, at any time.
So it's the camera there, so put a little taps on the camera.
Right guys, so here we are. We're in one of the communal areas in the newer part of the building. I say newer, it's the housing area of the building where the nuns would have come to live out their final days. We've heard some stories, haven't we? And some of the people who are here with us tonight have actually had some activity already.
Yeah. So we haven't heard masses about the place in general, but some of the things we've heard before coming here tonight were sounds of moans and groans that have been heard throughout the whole property. Footsteps have been heard in the past, and actually tonight there's another team that's with us who've heard tapping. They've gone to follow the tapping, and when they've actually gone to follow it to the point of where they've heard it, the tapping's actually just completely stopped, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now just setting up in this room, we've actually heard a little bit of tapping, so...
which is interesting, because initially we thought maybe it was something on the roof, or
I assumed it was
rain
dripping,
but it's totally stopped now. So, well, as I say, it's totally stopped, it's just come back off key. With that being said, one thing I want to set up is, if you bear with me, an analogue tape recorder. It's not something we use very often, but sometimes the old analogue equipment does give brilliant evidence, doesn't it?
It's a different perspective, isn't it? Different take.
Especially teamed up with a digital recorder, it's interesting to bounce the one off the other. So I'm going to set this up, and I'm also going to set up a REM pod. And at the back of the room, I don't know if you can see, we've set up a table and chairs, and we're going to invite any spirit here to come and take a seat with us. And did you just move then?
I might have done. I know I did a minute ago, but I don't know what you've heard and when you heard it.
So I'm going to set these up now.
Other thing to mention as well at one point is a story that at some point on a previous investigation, I'm aware that there is a man that was pushed. Obviously, I'm guessing because men aren't welcome in this sort of environment, maybe it was a message to him to go away, maybe they weren't happy. But hopefully on the analogue recorder behind us we'll get some sort of recording, any messages. Hopefully we can get some REM activity, that'd be really good.
Yeah, I'll set up the REM pod and the analogue recorder, so that'll be interesting. So now I'd like to ask if there's anybody here, anyone in spirit form, could you please come forward and let us know you're here. Make a noise.
That's people.
Yeah, the background noise you can hear there is actually people move into a separate area.
Yeah, they've just left, so they should be on their own any second now.
So if there's anybody here, please make your presence known. That's
Still people.
still people.
But I've just heard that.
There's a tapping at the corner of the room. It's the same corner where we keep getting since we've been here.
So again, my theory is potentially it's like water dripping, but
It sounds too heavy to me.
it sounds too heavy, and I think we probably can't rule out. However,
If I was being scientific or objective, I'd say it's more likely a bird or a bat, by the fact that it's not a constant tapping, it's not consistent, like dripping water would be. And it sounds heavier.
is that you making that noise? Can you give us 2 taps together if it is? Can you tap twice if that's you? I'm hoping that's getting picked up.
I can hear the tapping, but I can't make... It doesn't seem any sort of consistency, it's not answering,
No.
which makes me think it's potential wildlife or...
Yeah, or I think natural.
Sure, yeah.
I think it's natural.
I'm not, yeah. I don't want to completely rule it out, but it doesn't seem paranormal to me.
No. We don't mean any harm though, or any disrespect to you. We've only come to communicate with you. If there's any spirits here remaining.
Perhaps, if God does exist and there is a God, perhaps you could save us by making your presence known and proving this to us. Perhaps you could help us join your faith. Ultimately, we're open-minded. So I'll ask the question, if God is real, and your prayers were answered and met, and your life's long work was correct, I want you to come with me now. I want you to come and sit at the table with me. Come on.
Yeah. How did you feel when you walked away?
Okay.
I felt a bit followed.
I hope so.
Genuinely, I felt like a little bit like there was somebody on my heels.
Come and join us at this table. We're not meant to touch the table, but we'd like it if you could come and touch the red light between us. Can't hurt you. It's our way of knowing that you're here. And it's our way of communicating with you.
That door where we've come in over there, I just feel like I can see things moving.
I feel like I can see something comes across from the left in front of the fireplace, like a mist.
Yeah,
Dark.
yeah.
But I can't see the highlights on the camera, so I think maybe that's playing with my eyesight a little bit as well. Right, so we're going to head out now. We're going to go and have a look in some of the upstairs rooms. We're going to take the laptop with us. We are going to leave this tape recording here. So if there is anyone that resides in this room and is stuck in this We'll be able to listen to it back and hear your voice. Thank you. I think that noise is a bat.
The bat fly. Oh, because we did catch a bat, didn't we, as well?
Look against it.
Right, where do you want to head next then?
Should we head up to the very, very top level?
Yeah.
Where some of the accommodation is and see if we can pick away from that?
Yeah.
Maybe just have a bit of a stroll around and
Yeah. Is it up there?
just through here on the right.
It is soon. Hang on the right.
On the right, stairs up.
Oh, up here. I was going to say that was a left.
We do tend to have a bit of a joke about your navigational skills, don't we?
Yeah, it's getting considerably worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bloody cobwebs as well.
Oh yeah, I bet there's loads of spoilers in there. Gosh, that's great, isn't it?
Not great.
It might be on your back.
What? Maybe not. Was it this room we went in earlier? This one?
I can't remember.
I remember when we had a look round when we first come in. I think this is the one with the name on the. This ain't over. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't really like it in it. But I don't know why.
What's that say?
This ain't over.
It's creepy.
You want to do something here or a different room?
Maybe set the K2 and REM pod both up on the fireplace.
Yeah, can do.
While you're setting that up, I'm just going to go for a little stroll.
Yep.
What mine sets up. That's my equipment. I'm just going to have a little look around. See what else is up these stairs. So this place is so vast. It's seriously creepy. I think when you think about like nunneries these days, it's sort of impossible to think about them without thinking about the film The Nun. I'm expecting to see something of that nature. I don't quite know what that is. There's a mirror. I do something I don't really like doing here. Just turn the IR light down a little bit. Is anybody here? Come and stand behind me. I'm facing the mirror. Come and stand behind me. Come and say hello. They say that mirrors are portals. So come and speak to me through this portal. I'm inviting you to come and say hello. Gotta be honest, this makes me feel really uneasy. Not entirely sure why. I think it's the whole mirror thing. Mirrors are just creepy in general. Come on, come and say hello. Stand behind me. There's a bang behind me. Sounds like a bang. This is your last chance. Come and stand behind me and say hello. Show yourself. I'm going to head back to night vision. Ooh. Never noticed that before. The loft touch. I don't know why, I was like, feel really uneasy after doing that little mirror experiment. I feel like there's something like on my shoulders. Like I'm carrying somebody on my shoulders. It feels really weird.
You just saying about the mirror. You were sort of saying.
There's a mirror in the other room, and I was asking something to appear behind me in the mirror.
Well, you're brave.
And nothing. I couldn't see anything. I heard a noise behind me. I looked to the other side of the room, but as I come out of the room and I've walked back, I feel like there's somebody. Like there's a massive weight on my shoulders. Like I'm carrying something on my shoulders, and that sounds really silly.
Okay.
You've obviously got a rucksack on. I haven't. Mm-hmm. But it feels like, you know where a rucksack would press on your shoulders?
Yeah.
It feels like something's pressing on both of my shoulders.
Okay.
Which is really peculiar.
Yeah, that's a bit odd.
Honestly, a really strange sensation. Right, you're going to...
I heard you saying stuff and talking about some stuff, so I just kind of stayed in here quiet. To be honest, I've had nothing. But no REM activity so far, no K2. But
can we go stand closer to it and do some calling?
Try and obviously get something to come forward, but so far it's been quite chilled here.
Something's just touched my fucking hair.
Is it?
Yeah, I can feel that way.
Check the thing, just in case it's a cobweb or something. There are,
I don't know what the camera's picking up, but...
if I can, where did it touch it from?
It felt like something went like that.
Okay, well there are cobwebs, but they're very minimal.
It felt like sort of brushed up like that. I'm really feeling that pressure on my shoulder.
Okay.
Now, being sceptical, it could have been dust, but a massive white blob sort of flew up in the air then.
Where from?
In between you and the REM pod.
Here.
Flew up as you walked back though, so it could have been disturbance.
Could be dust,
have been dust. Could you just sort of shuffle your feet around a little bit, see if we can replicate? No, so it hasn't replicated it, but I do.
Is that the first time you've seen it?
It's the only one I've seen, it's the first time I've seen it.
I'd like to call out and ask if there's any spirits with us up here in this room. This may have been your bedroom at one point. If this was your bedroom, please can you either go to the red or the green light just next to me and just reach out and touch it. If you do that, what will happen is it will start making a sound like this and it will start lighting up. And I promise you those sounds or lights will not hurt you. It's just a way to alert us of your presence. So if this used to be your bedroom, please go to any of those lights and try and touch them. If you died in this room, please go to either the green or the red light and touch them.
I can hear something.
And me. What did you hear?
It sounded like scraping on this wall or something. It sounded like from this sort of, it sounded like that on the wall.
Rattling sort of. I'm glad because you're hearing the same things I'm hearing, and I think that's probably the first times we're so in sync with what we're hearing together at the same time. I don't know if it wasn't that loud though, was it? So
no, it was like a very sort of scraping, scratching sort of.
Hello? Was that you?
Is it me you're looking for? Hey, I like the acoustics in this room. I can see it in your eyes.
Such a dick.
I can see it in your smile. Sorry. Continue the investigation.
This does happen quite often, to be fair. I might leave it in this video so everyone can see it.
Editing's a bastard.
Yeah.
I want to try something.
Come on.
It actually involves you. I want to pass you. Have you got a torch?
I should have.
It should be on the side of the bag.
I should have it in me, hopefully. Oh, yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
Oh. I tell you what, I feel like there's something around my throat now.
You okay?
Yeah, I handed the camera. Honestly, I've got this like pressure around my shoulders here, really bad. I feel like there's something around my throat as well.
Since you've done that experiment with the mirror?
This is what I want to do now. I want you to go and do the same thing.
Right, okay.
Go to the mirror, purely because, see if you feel it as well.
Where am I going? Because I don't know where you...
It's the room, the far room, right? You'll see it's the only room with a mirror.
This is me navigating it.
On this floor, it's the only room with a mirror.
Okay.
Turn the IR light off.
Yep.
And use the torchlight.
Just plain torch, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay.
And just try it. But
Yep.
you have to turn the IR lights on.
Yeah,
I'll wait in here, I'm going to wait in this far corner here, look.
Yeah, okay.
I will not move, so if any of them go off, it is not me, okay? I promise I will not move.
If they go off, give me a shout.
I will call you, but I guarantee I will not move.
Okay, no problem. I'll see you in a bit. Okie dokie. So. Okay, so Nathan's asked me to do the same thing as... I'm trying not to get too much glare on this. It's a bit of a problem. He asked me to do a mirror experiment, which is something we haven't really done before, apart from the scrying that we did in the museum, which was quite cool. He's just recently done it and said that since he asked for somebody to come behind him in the mirror, he's felt very uneasy, he's felt a pressure on his shoulders, and just as I left that room with him, he said about like a sort of feeling around his throat. So I'm here for the same thing. He's challenged me to do the same thing and asked me to do the same thing. So I do apologise for the glare, but if there's anybody in here that can show themselves behind me in the mirror, now's your chance. I'm not looking. You can show yourself directly. I'm going to look now. I can't see anyone there. Does that mean you're not here? You're not in this room? Can hear noises though, again, behind me. Hello? Please come and show yourself to me, either in this room or behind me in this mirror. Please come and show me if you're really here. It's your last chance now. I'm going to go back to meet Nathan. Last chance to do something while I'm by myself. Heard a scraping noise then, but don't know where that came from. Tapping and footsteps, but could be.
Right, I've just set my phone to record because Brian's got the cameras in the other room, and he's God, torch is bright. He's gone to do the mirror trick. I told you about it. It's been gone a little while. The reason I'm recording is I just heard what sounded like a ding, and I've been looking round, and I found what looks like a screw or a nail on the floor. I don't know if that picks that up or not. But I literally have stood here, haven't moved at all, and that has just dropped on the floor. That's really warm. It feels really hot. That's weird.
To be honest, after doing that, I didn't notice anything in the mirror. I do still feel okay in myself. Whether that changes the moment I get out of here, I don't know, but so far so good. Obviously creepy doing it on your own, but yeah, I think it's okay. So I'm going to go find him now and rejoin back up with him. And we'll carry on.
Really warm, which doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, what the fuck? Literally just looked above my head and there is literally a hole right above my head. So if I've just come through that hole and that looks like a nest of some sort. Oh god. Right, okay, I've moved now. Speaking of which, Brian's back now. So.
Hey, I heard something as I walked in, like a pebble.
Yes, I've had a really weird experience. I've stood here,
Yeah.
I haven't moved, that's just creeped me out a little bit actually.
What's going on?
Right, I've stood there, I haven't moved, and I heard ding! I was like, what the fuck's that? I put my torch on, I'm looking round, and I can see a shiny thing on the floor. This.
What is it?
It's a screw. But feel how warm it is.
Okay, yeah.
I'll pick that up and it's all, I mean it's not going to burn you, but it's warm.
That's
really
like it's
warm.
that's conducted heat. That's
Yes, that is definitely conducted heat. Because I was struggling to film, I put my phone on there, I was showing this to the camera, and then I looked up and I saw a massive hole right above me.
Yeah, see that? So it's just dropped out of there, is it?
Well, I don't know, because I was stood here, and it was found on the floor, and that's literally what I heard.
Okay.
That's literally what I've heard. I mean, there is what looked like an old light fix in there. That looks too old to have a new screw in it. Also, why would it be so hot?
Don't know. Do you have anything behind you on the RAM or the... I'm guessing not, because I couldn't hear.
No, RAM hasn't gone off, K2 hasn't gone off. The only thing I've had is, well, like I said, what sounded like a screw drop, and then I saw that screw in front of me.
Yeah.
And I picked it up and it's warm. I can't 100% say it's definitely that made the noise or it's that dropped, but it's very coincidental that I've heard that, seen that shining right in front of me, and it's warm, really warm.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
How did you get on?
Okay, if I'm honest, I felt fine. I feel fine now still.
I still feel like there's a pressure on my shoulders.
I was thinking I might have feel the same, whether it was psychological or not. I feel normal.
So it's not around my neck anymore, it's definitely like on my shoulders.
The pressure since doing that. I mean, the only thing, I don't know how good the footage will come out because there was still glare from the torch.
Yeah.
However, the only thing I can report is when I was doing that, I did hear a lot of sort of bangs and taps, and at one point...
Oh, did you hear that behind you then?
Yeah.
Whoa, that was good.
I thought it was you. Where's it coming from?
I don't know.
I didn't react because I thought it was you.
There was one there, and then like here, and then like behind me.
Just as I was talking about...
my feet are planted, I have not moved my feet.
Yeah. It was just as I was saying, in that other room, I was getting lots of bangs and taps and scrapes. I heard like a scraping sound again. And as I said that, that's when we just had that. Was that you? Knock twice if that was you.
Proper peculiar, that is. There are screws in this wall, look. I've just seen screws.
Is that where you reckon they've come from then?
I don't know, but they're absolutely solid.
Yeah, but there are a few holes that are missing.
There are, but there was only the one on the floor, I never moved.
Is it the same type of screw? Out of interest, because you'd imagine they'd be the same types, right? Is it the same?
Similar. That's a
No, there are different ones.
Similar, but I mean, it could well have fallen out of the wall.
But again, why would it do that?
Why was it so warm? And why?
The only way that would warm up is friction, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine there's anything that could conduct.
Well, friction or conducting. But neither of those options would work if it's just simply fell out.
How are you feeling up here?
Honestly, at the minute, I feel okay. What about you?
Struggling up. I'm not struggling, but I don't like it up here.
Okay.
I've felt with what's gone on in the mirror. I say in the mirror, I didn't see anything in the mirror, but I felt like something's. I don't like to use the word attached, but I feel like I'm carrying something.
Okay.
Really, I can't explain it. It's like if I got the kids on my shoulder or something. It could be totally my mind playing, but I feel like I've carried something in here.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I feel like from coming from that mirror, I've carried, but I did invite anything to come through the mirror. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to stand by the REM box. If there is something attaching itself to me,
In theory, you think it'd go off, wouldn't you?
by me, come and hold my hand. If you don't want to hold my hand, come and touch one of these lights for us. Now I'm feeling I can't explain it. I feel like there's something really strong going to happen.
When we least expect it. Like when
I literally feel like something's going to throw that REM pod off the side or something. And that sounds really weird, but I feel like there's a real energy in this room. Like it's sort of. Even just when I said, "Can you hold my hand?" I put my hand out. It felt like electric. That makes sense.
That's interesting.
My hand was tingling.
What happened to you here when you know where I'm stood now?
Yeah.
What happened? Did you get your hair stroked?
The right hand side of my head, it felt like something brushed up my hair like that.
Just had my neck stroked.
That's interesting.
Could be something bloody crawling on me for all I know.
I've come back from the mirror after doing that, stood exactly where you are, and I've had exactly the same experience.
Okay.
That has just literally repeated itself. There's somebody in here. Go to the fireplace and touch the REM pod. And touch that red light. Go on. Or touch the green light.
If you want us to leave this room, can you close that door?
Fucking hell. Can we be the other side of it if it does?
It's probably a good point, isn't it?
Oh, fuck me, you want to be locked in here.
Give us a sign if you want us to leave. Close the door for us. That will be phenomenal proof.
See now, it looks like it's moving, but I'm still in the dark, so it's probably my eyes. You'll be able to tell best with night vision.
Can you use both of our energies to close that door for us? You can completely use mine.
And mine.
Full permission. And if you close that door for us, we will leave.
That noise was me then. It was my footstep.
Mm-hmm.
And that.
You alright?
I don't know, I don't feel comfortable in here at all. Like I said, I actually feel a little bit sick, and I feel like something big's going to happen.
Hopefully. That's what we want. We want something big to happen. We want something really impressive. We'd love some true, strong evidence of the paranormal. So if you're here, please close the door. And we'll know that you're here and you've done that. We've heard you're capable of pushing people. You've pushed somebody before in here. If you can push a human, you can push a door. Please use all your strength, just so we know it's you. No.
No, there's. It's weird because I almost don't want to leave because I feel like.
Good area.
I don't know if you call it good or bad or what, but it feels like. I don't know. It just feels. There's something about the place. It just feels electric in here.
Mm-hmm.
It feels really like electric, but it's a massive place and we need to go and explore further.
Yeah.
So
we can always come back, can't we?
Yeah, let's pack the REM pod. Okay, too.
Yeah.
Both of which we've had no activity on. The REM pod we've used a couple of times tonight.
Should we? Where should we go next?
Well, we've done the top level of these rooms.
Should we just go for an explore and see where?
I think maybe we should go and have a look down the basement. We haven't been down the basement yet.
Yeah, we'll see if the basement's available.
We'll see if anyone's down the basement. If not, we'll go and have a look down the basement.
Sounds
Go
good.
either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
Rightio.
Might need to get some footage as well at the same time.
What was that? Was that not you?
That's
I didn't react because I thought that was you. Step on that plank of wood. That's what I thought it was.
That sounded like metal to me.
Oh mate, what?
Mate, my fucking arms.
Go on, get back in there. What are you doing? What was it?
It sounded like.
I didn't even react. It didn't cross my mind.
Sounded like a coin or something.
A screw again, maybe?
Screws on the ship.
Right, explain.
I don't know yet. I don't know. It sounded
Right,
like
so we just went to leave. I didn't bat an eye and I didn't react on the camera because
It sounded like it was in here.
I literally didn't react because I thought it was you
I was
walking on
about
this.
here. But it sounded like it was in the room to me.
Yeah.
It sounded like metal.
So I didn't react because I thought it was Nathan walking on that plank of wood.
Is that?
What?
I could have swore I put that screw on it.
I don't know what you did with it.
I'm sure I put it on there.
Is that it? Oh no. Didn't you throw it back on the floor?
No, because I picked it up because you said, is it the same as them?
I'm going to have to watch it back because I can't remember what I
I'm
did
sure I put that on there. Similar, but I mean, it could well have fallen out of the wall.
with it. But again, why would it do that?
Why was it so warm? Why?
The only way that would warm up is friction, wouldn't it? I'm hoping because it's not there anymore. Oh, hold on, it's there. It's there, by your foot.
Oh, what the
It's by your foot. You just kicked it. It's there. Look. Got it?
Mate, I'm sure I put that on there.
Well, throw it off again. Just to identify the noise. Just drop it. That's what I heard.
I need to get some footage as well at the same time.
What was that? Was that? But it didn't click in my head. I thought it was you on that wood. Right there. That's why I didn't even react.
Mate, I put that, that's warm again, feel that? Or is that me being mad?
But it's not cold. I don't know if I'd say it's warm. It feels
Hang on, let's be logical, right? If I put it on here, can it roll?
Well. No, stand back a bit. Right, stand back. So it won't even roll with the breeze. I didn't want to get
I
dust on it.
swear down I'm positive that was on there. I'm convinced of it. Because I dropped it on the floor to show you what happened. I picked it up to compare it to them. And I'm sure I put it back on there. Or unless I put it on the fireplace. I'll put it down somewhere.
Let's try the fireplace and to roll that out as well.
I know I'll put it down somewhere. I just hope we've got it on camera.
What, where you put it?
Oh yeah, I hope we have the camera pointed at me.
Hopefully. It's not going to move
It's
from
not
there,
going to
is
roll off there, is it?
Even like if you... No.
Try walking out the room. See if there's a floorboard that as you walk out moves or something.
I thought it was this wood out here that I didn't even clock it. Honestly, didn't clock it.
It sounded like a coin being thrown to me.
Well, it sounded...
The first thing I thought was that's a coin.
What?
The old crosses.
I didn't even spot that.
I know they got pen lines round, but that would have had a cross there. You can see by the wear of the wall, look.
Yeah. I don't know if I can get that. I didn't even spot that.
Ooh, spitter.
He's probably the bugger that was on me a minute ago. Guarantee it.
Man, I'll put that on that fucking windowsill, I'm sure of it.
Where is it now? There.
There.
So, we've had a good half hour in there, I'd say. Half hour.
At least, yeah.
You felt very uncomfortable since you've done that experiment in the other room with the mirror. I didn't feel too bad, however, when I stood in that corner I felt a bit of a brush on the back of my neck. Thought nothing of it. We've carried on in here a little bit longer. Tried to be logical. In the time that I was out there, you've had this fall from somewhere, whether it was on the wall, the ceiling, we don't know where it's come from, but it made a sound. I actually heard it as I was coming back in. We think, we don't know for definite, we're going to have to replay it, we think that Nathan put it back over here.
I either put it there or by the fireplace. I put it on the side.
It was on the side, either way, we've tried to put it back
It's had
on.
a light anomaly fly straight into you and then out of you.
Okay, interesting.
Could be dust, but it looked...
Well, either way, that doesn't...
What was that? That was a whisper. Something went
Did it?
from here by the fireplace.
Okay. That ain't rolling. We said that it could use all of our energy. Both of us agreed. We go to walk out and that drops off. I don't know how that's... I don't know. I've tried creating a breeze and blowing on it and it doesn't get rid of it.
Hang on. You've walked up and down out here. Let me walk up and down. I got to about here when I heard it. If I jump up and down...
Absolutely nothing.
Mate, I can't explain that.
The fact it doesn't roll in the first place, that's solid.
But even if I didn't leave it on the side and I left it on the floor, which I don't think I did, how would it have made that noise across the floor?
Don't know.
That doesn't even make sense, does it?
To me, that's you're leaving, come back, or that's to get our attention. Do we not think? Potentially, anyway.
Well, it did. It definitely got
Yeah, it
my
got our
attention.
attention.
Mate, I didn't want to come back in.
But if you
I
want,
genuinely thought I was going to come back in and there was going to be something stood in here.
if you want our attention, you've got it 100%. Now, why do you want us back in here? Are you going to communicate with us now? Because if you do, then now's your chance. We're not going to stay in here all night. Okay? You don't want us, you don't want our attention. So we'll leave again and we'll go somewhere else. If you want us to come back, throw the screw on the floor again.
What was that camera? Mate, that's proper fucking shit. I heard it right fucking behind me. I was past it, I got about here and I just heard it. I expected to turn around and there'd be somebody there.
Yeah.
Honestly, mate, that was proper fucking done me. Fucking hell, you can walk behind. Even if it was on the floor.
It's very cold here.
Even if it was on the floor. How would it have made that noise? I can smell smoke.
I can. And it's like a cold spot there.
It's getting worse in here, it smells smoke. Smell it now?
Yeah. Let's be logical. There's a smashed window there, isn't there?
Oh yes, and it's raining heavily outside.
Sorry, mate. The only thing I would say is because it's a broken window, whether it's like a wood burner or something in the local
It
area.
doesn't smell like cigarette smoke, it smells like burning.
It smells like burning. That's why I'm wondering if it could be like a house fire, like a chimney or something.
Right, I say we go downstairs, recoup.
Let's just see where the rest of the night takes us.
Go
at this
downstairs, recoup, share a can of Coke, because that's all we got.
point. Share it. By the way, I might just want to add this as the can of Coke he's bought specifically for me. Share a can of Coke.
Fuck. Man, I'm proper shaky now. That has really fucked me up.
You do need to regroup a bit, don't you?
And then I'll say we go down the cellar.
Yeah, let's just see what's available.
We'll go regroup now and then take it from there.
Yeah.
Perhaps we go collect the tape recorder. We've just come back to what is the base area. But after talking to Lee from Three Spires, he said that he's had some activity here. Sounded like a thud towards the altar, I believe he said. So I'm going to put that there. See what I think's like a face appearing down here.
Where?
Down this hallway.
Nope.
Small sort of face down there.
What, like peeking out?
Yeah. Meaning no harm. Is anybody here? I'll show you something. Stay there.
Fuck's missing.